Is that
that's all they need to do, Homer? Is that a problem?
I think it's more difficult than you state because, as they may have listened to you, the Packers have wanted to run the ball more. When they run the ball more, okay, well then, but then how does that fit? They did very well when they ran the ball well in the first series and ran the ball almost every time other than a couple of passes to Jacobs. But how do you fit in running the ball more and letting Jordan Love feel like he's got to let her rip? That's the follow-up.
That's the $1 million question.
Yes.
And that's the answer I don't get paid enough money to have. All I'm telling folks, and I think maybe a lot of people took it out of context, but it feels like 500,000 people agree with me. Jordan Love just doesn't look comfortable. That's really what I'm saying.
Explain
it feels like he's
that.
He's more robotic in his action. He's trying not to make mistakes. He doesn't look. Listen, I think the coach alluded to it. He looks tight. I think Matt LaFleur said that at halftime of one of the games, that we're too tight. His quarterback looks tight. His quarterback is playing to not make mistakes. You can't play that way. Now, people say, well, Gary, how you know that? That's what it looks like to me. He doesn't look like the guy we saw at the end of last year, and he most certainly doesn't look like the guy we saw at the beginning of this year. Now, I'm not saying that he lost confidence in himself. What I am saying is that it feels that he's not playing loose. He's playing tight. He's playing to not make the big mistake. He can't play that way.
If I'm the quarterback and we're running the ball more and the running is more a part of the offense, then I'm likely going to be more conservative because if that's become that important, I don't want to screw up.
Well, let me give you a picture. The Dallas Cowboys had Emmitt Smith.
Yes.
But they also had Michael Irvin.
Yes.
How did they make that work? 3 Hall of Famers.
They made that work because Troy Aikman was comfortable giving the ball mostly to Emmitt Smith, and when necessary, then would throw it to Michael Irvin. Troy Aikman never, ever showed the potential or looked like he could do some of what Jordan Love did. So it wasn't difficult for Troy Aikman. Go ahead.
I'm asking Jordan Love to have the confidence and play like Troy Aikman. You asking me how that happened? I'm asking.
Okay.
Not that you say, well, they got a run game. Fine, I'm all for the run game. I'm not asking to abandon the run game. But how did Troy have Emmett, have Jay Novacek, and which was a pretty good tight end, by the way,
Alvin Harper,
and have Alvin Harper? How he was able to do all that?
I told you.
Maybe that's not a good comparison.
No, it is a good comparison. Other than that, Troy Aikman had some limits physically that we know don't fit Jordan Love. Jordan Love showed some abilities physically last year, able to do things that Troy Aikman could never do. But I get your point in terms of it can be done. I don't know what I would say to. Let me ask you this because it follows along. Some I've heard say it's all about that Jordan Love needs to play under center versus the shotgun, that he is significantly better under center than he is in the shotgun. I don't know that if that's true or not because I've really never focused that much on it. But the premise is I guess he's better when he has the where you can fake the run or whatever. I don't know exactly how.
So the premise would be that if you make Matt LaFleur's offense, if you make everything look the same, and if he's on the center and your running back is running as good as you know that he can be, that makes your play action pass all the more powerful.
Right. I was thinking of that. The play action pass is, I guess, what he does better. But so much in football is now the RPO, which is not a play action pass. But I don't know. I don't know how much they do that in the NFL. I'll defer to you.
Right. And I don't think it's preposterous to say that Jordan Love looks a little uncomfortable in the second half of this season. You like that word I just used, didn't you?
I did.
Preposterous.
Mm-hmm. What do you want him to do against the Bears, and how long would you play him against the Bears?
Listen, Homer, and I said this before, if he throws 25 passes, he needs to be somewhere between 20 of 25, 21 of 25.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying you got to work him more and make him throw more. That percentage has got to be much higher. The completion percentage has got to be much higher if he's only going to throw 25 passes. And you may be right in it where you need to be, the 25 to 27 passes, if your run game is working, but your completion percentage is almost, 70, 75, 80%. It's incredible. Because you're making them pay for it.
1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. That's our new talking text line, the Carbless Talking text line. If you have a question for Gary Ellerson, 1-800-990-3776. And for those of you that don't know, I claim that if you don't have a question, then you don't really care that much. Because if you care about whatever the topic is, you've always got a question. Because there's a curiosity. I doubt that I don't have many questions about field hockey. You know why? I don't care about field hockey. I always got questions for Gary Ellerson. 1-800-990-3776. How is this? I've stated I see this game as kind of a preseason game. Granted, if the Packers win and the Washington Commanders lose, the Packers would move from the 7th seed to the 6th seed. But just the mood or the comments of the head coach act like it's kind of a preseason game.
You can get caught up in the whole circus about should I sit players, should I pull players. I need this game to carry over into the next game.
Really?
Yeah. I need this to be a carryover game into the next game. I need full throttle here because I want to end on a good note. I don't want to. Wasn't it one of those years when I think Matt LaFleur said something to the fact that, well, I think my guy's only going to play a half, and he went out and laid a dud. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want that. I believe in positive momentum. I want this game to carry over to the next game. Full throttle here, Matt LaFleur.
I have a question, sir. We'll get to the callers.
Yes. Yeah.
Your attitude tells me that you view this team as a bit fragile. If you believed in this team, you would say they're ready for the playoffs. They just whatever you need to do but
no, because here's Homer. You have the youngest team in football. All
right.
They're still learning and growing. Let's learn from this game.
Really? But this young team already had major experience last year from the playoffs.
I need more.
And you're going to get that from beating the University of Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, need more. I need to end on a good note, not a bad note. I need carryover into the next game.
Do the Kansas City Chiefs need carryover?
How many times they won the Super Bowl, man?
I think that's a no, right? That's a no. I could take a no. I'm trying to figure out who needs a carryover and who doesn't. Do the Buffalo Bills need a carryover?
Yeah, because they never won.
Okay, so if you have...
They never been to the Super Bowl. No, yes.
All right. So unless you have been to a Super Bowl, you probably need a carryover. And won it.
You need a carryover.
Okay. Yeah. Now I feel I know carryover's better. All right, we have people waiting in line to talk with you.
Well, let's go.
We should take a break, but I'm not.
Okay, fine.
I don't want to take. Do we need to take a break first? All right, we'll take a break. Steve and Mike are lined up. They're ready for you.
Let's go.
Can I ask you a quick question? You made mention that you said so many people agreed with you or whatever, and I thought, if I were Jaire Alexander, I wouldn't really care if people agreed with me, because if they don't, that just means they're wrong, so I have some work to do to influence them. You don't think that way, do you?
Well, it feels like everybody agrees with me except for one of my teammates. But I ain't going to call no names. I'm going to let that go.
Oh. Have I ever met one of your teammates? This person you're referring to?
He's my teammate from the radio side.
Oh, or TV side too, or just radio?
No, just radio. Just radio.
Huh. All right, I'll have to work on that. 1-800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line.
On the air doesn't agree with me.
Less is more and more with Jaire Ellerson next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we've got an issue in Waukesha County. Westbound 94, just west of Highway C. Got a crash on the right shoulder. Folks are slowing down on the other side to take a look, too, so watch out for those delays. Eastbound continues to slow down from about 76th Street all the way through to 35th. On 894 eastbound, we're also seeing delays coming out of the Hale interchange past Forest Home. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, breezy, a low of 10 above with the wind chill of 5 above to 5 below. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 22. Wind chill again from 5 above to 5 below. Weather is brought to you by the Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play Pebble Beach for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Final game of the regular season, and all of us in unity can say the Bears still suck. Hey, it's Alex Stroh from ESPN Wisconsin. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, and Super Bowl champion Jarrett Bush as we lead you up to kickoff before Packers-Bears, the final game of the regular season. It's Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin.
Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, starting Sunday morning at 9. Tune in to 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, or ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Homer here. I'm inviting you to join me starting August the 9th as we explore the many shades of Ireland with Colette Vacations, a 10-day journey filled with legendary views, historic expeditions, and unforgettable tales. Explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. We'll also journey Ireland's breathtaking countryside and follow the stunning coastal route of the Ring of Kerry. We'll experience the daily life of an Irish family with a dairy farm. Visit and enjoy a taste or two or three at a historic whiskey distillery, and we'll even stay overnight in a medieval castle. Join me for all of these experiences and so many more. Colette handles all the details of the 10-day excursion: flights, the meals, the hotels, the experiences. Don't worry about it. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss out. Meet the wonderful Colette team and me on Sunday, February the 2nd to find out all the details, or text Homer to ESPN Milwaukee's talk and text line for full details. That's Homer to 800-990-3776.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Holtebeck Eye Center. I've been there, and Dr. Aaron Holtebeck's been doing it forever, and he wants to get even better. Whatever your vision care issue, whatever your age, they can take care of it in the best way. Their Brookfield office, they make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art office, so much so that he's been doing it, helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years, Dr. Holtebeck. And he said, I can do better. So he recently added to his team the addition of Dr. Nausheen Abbas. Don't mess with your vision. Trust the experts from Holtebeck Eye Center for everything in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com. The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, and I know you have a partner that you love to talk about.
I got a lot of partners.
Jewelry Center. I want to hear about the Jewelry Center. Come on.
Guys, if you're getting ready to take that next step in life and propose, the Jewelry Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jewelry Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jewelry Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com, or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington.
And I want to mention again, you got to go to 1-800-990-3776. Text Homer. Explore the many shades of Ireland with Colette Vacations and me. August the 9th, we're heading off an unbelievable journey. Explore the historic city of Dublin. Kiss the famous Blarney Stone. Stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. Visit an Irish dairy farm. Visit a taste or two at the historic whiskey distillery, and stay in a medieval castle. Colette handles everything, all the booking. All you have to do is text Homer to the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line for full details. Homer to 800-990-3776. Steven Sheboygan, you're on with Gary Ellerson. The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. Let her fly.
Hey, Homer, Gary. Hey, question, I got an opinion. So it seems like in the last 4 to 5 weeks, 4 to 5 games now, we've gotten that running game going pretty good, but it seems like Jordan Love has lost his momentum with the other receivers when he passes. And I've also observed that it seems like he is not real happy when he's on the sidelines like he used to be. So I'm thinking maybe it's LaFleur that's telling them to kind of calm down because of all his interceptions that he's had. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know about the happiness on the sideline, but it does feel to me that there was a change from the Jordan Love in the first half of the season and Jordan Love in the second half of the season. You can tell they made a concerted effort, which you should, to not throw interceptions. But I think in along the way to find that, I feel like he is not the player that he once was. Homer?
Yes?
You agree or disagree? I don't know about the sideline stuff.
I'm not
Come on.
sure. I'm not sure.
Get with me.
I'm not sure. I wasn't upset when he was throwing all the interceptions because I said, if you throw enough touchdown passes, nobody cares about the interceptions. So he's now throwing fewer interceptions, but so I don't know. What would you say?
I never thought you'd be lost for words, Steve, the Homer True.
I'm not lost for words. I'm lost for it all depends on the playoffs and what they do. And it's weird to, okay, we're running better and don't make mistakes, but let her fly. Or I'm not sure if I were Jordan Love, I'm not sure what I would think or what I would feel like I need to do. Does that make sense to you?
No, but that's okay.
You think Jordan Love knows what to do?
Yes.
And he doesn't like it if he is.
And I think.
Go ahead.
Right. And I think Matt LaFleur knows what to do.
But Jordan Love, given the way you've analyzed him, must not like the way they're doing what they're doing.
So you have to accept coaching, right? It's a delicate situation, no doubt about it. So you have to accept coaching, right? You have to try to get better. And if you were throwing interceptions at a higher clip, then you got to stop doing that, most certainly. But somewhere in there, you still got to be who you are, right? I mean, Brett Favre still threw a ton of interceptions.
Right, because he didn't listen to anybody.
He did. He listened to Mike Holmgren, right? When Mike Holmgren said no more rocket ball, but he listened.
But
he was still who he was.
Right.
I remember one of my good friends, I call him name, Leroy Butler. I think they were in St. Louis. He may have just thrown like maybe 3 or 4 picks. And Leroy said, I get my helmet as I'm running off the field. He says, "What's up, Brett?" He says, "Hell, Roy, I might throw another one."
Yeah. See, everybody, that's when he threw 6 against the Rams. Hold on, but I remember that game.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, but I can explain, Aaron. I can explain Brett Favre. They were playing the Rams with Kurt Warner, and he knew they were going to get their butts kicked. He's going to have to throw 8 touchdown passes, and if I throw 6 interceptions, so what? That's the only way we have a chance because this team is 50 times better than we are.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Jordan Love is thinking about this team when they play. Go ahead.
But that's the confidence that I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
The confidence part. Like, I may throw another one. I may not. But if I do, I don't care. If I do, everybody's on board with me. If I do, I'm not going to get yelled at.
So, and he cares. Sounds like he cares too much, Jordan Love does, which could happen if you're young or what? Exactly. Does he care too much?
Yeah, exactly. That could happen. Yeah.
1-800-990. What?
You got any phone calls?
We got one. The other person hung up because I talked too long and interrupt too much. Probably mad at me. 1-800-990-3776, the Carbless talk and text line. And I want to let everybody know the Bears still suck is not appropriate for this week. This week, it's the Bears really suck. I mean, I don't know, and I'm proud to say I don't know the Bears that well. I don't know that they have ever had as disappointing a season as this season in the last 25 years. because there was a level of optimism going into this season, given what they had done last year, and thinking with their young quarterback. And instead,
didn't Vegas have them making the playoffs? Like
I think
8,
it was.
9 wins or
I think
something
they were somewhere in there. They're lined up. More people. I love this because I don't even care. I'm thinking sometimes I should just be horrible when I talk with you, and that'll make people call in and go, I can make this show better. John in Racine. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Gentlemen, hello. Thank you for taking my call. I have no meaningless commentary. I'm just calling to say, Gary, I love your commentary. It's amazing. Homer, I love the edge. And yes, the conversation you just had made me call and compliment you, gentlemen. Thank you.
You don't have an opinion on anything, John? I mean, I would have been liked it if you'd have started with me instead of Gary, but I'll take second best.
Just move on. John said what he had to say. Who else you got? Let's go.
No, that's all he had to say. And those of you that call in, you don't have to do so to compliment us. I don't really care if you hate me and hate the show because you're listening, and that's all that matters. So 1-800-990-3776. Do want to mention Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, and they keep adding stuff. I added, they've been good at it for over 50 years. They're family-owned local business, and that's good too, because if you were good the first year, imagine how good you are after 50 years. But this part is even more important, and I apologize for not mentioning it sooner, because this tells you how good they are. Because they're small enough to handle your needs with special attention, but they're large enough to have the clout to make it happen, because the clout they have with the various companies is important to make sure that you get the best treatment possible. They will treat you well. Why? Because you're with Saganiac Planning, because of the respect they have dealing with that company. Small enough to handle your needs with special attention and large enough to have the clout to make it happen. Saganiac Planning, 262-783, Roger Maris, 6161. We'll take a break, and then we'll hear from another partner of Gary Ellerson, and we'll see if we have callers. And if we don't, that's fine. I got at least 15 more questions. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up on ESPN Wisconsin. Join Homer on the trip of a lifetime to see the many shades of Ireland in August. Text Homer to 800-990-3776 for info.
Well, we're still dealing with an accident on westbound 94 just past Highway C near Delafield, off on the right shoulder with a crash. Eastbound is where we're seeing the delays, though, heading into that area, so just heads up with that. We got more backups then from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mainly clear and breezy with a low of 10 above. Wind chill of 5 above to 5 below. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy. A high of 22 with a wind chill of 5 above to 5 below. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucs fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Well, how do you say welcome to your guests? Say it with a new entry door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Say it with color. The possibilities are endless thanks to Pella's custom colors. Say it with class. Pella's premium doors stand out due to their distinguished craftsmanship.
Say it with a great deal. Get 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Hurry up, though. The offer ends at the end of August. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. Marquette's playing later on tonight, 8 o'clock against Creighton. But right now, Gary Ellerson's got a partner to talk about.
Guys, we're talking about good friends over at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from the comforts of indoors on their top-tech, cutting-edge golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
And travel fans, listen up, explore the many shades of Ireland with Colette Vacations and me. August the 9th, we're heading off to an unbelievable journey, explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. Visit an Irish dairy farm, enjoy a taste or two or three or four at a historic whiskey distillery, and stay in a medieval castle. This is so good, I don't need to, and I don't want to, and I'm not going to play any golf in Ireland. Colette handles all the bookings. Your only job is to text Homer to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line. That's Homer to 800-990-3776. And that is also the carbless handcrafted premium cocktails. The carbless Talk and Text line now. Less is more. Our discount liquor Twitter poll question. Pebble, by the way, Fat Jack is coming up in a few minutes. Gary's still got some stuff left that we need to get to.
What's the text poll question? I didn't hear it.
The discount liquor Twitter poll question. Tell them, Pebble.
Yeah, I just posted it right now at the Homer Hour on Twitter. You see it at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter as well. As a Packers fan, which is your choice? The Bears still suck or the Bears really suck? So we'll take that poll right now at the Homer Hour on Twitter, at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter as well.
Of course, I have given my opinion, but then that doesn't necessarily mean everybody's going to agree. And I'm curious because you should be. No,
that's a cutting edge.
There is no. I refuse to do a cutting edge question when there is no cutting edge game. I'm sorry. This game is a joke. Right. This game, like a normal game, is 100%. What percent is this? 50.
It surprises me sometimes the stuff that comes out of your mouth.
But look, even if the Packers lose, they've won 11 in a row against the Bears. I wouldn't even count this as a real loss. I'd still
knowing
what
that you are a true competitor of all competitors.
Yes,
and you're just saying just go out there and throw your jockstrap out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play. I don't need to play. Yeah. Not if I believe I got to play. Hold on, I got to play this stupid county match, and then the next match I'm playing in the Nationals. I don't give a hoot about this. That's right. Yep, I don't even want to play it. Now I'm going to still play at a certain level, just like you are playing at a certain level because of your competitiveness.
You can't turn it on and turn it off, Homer.
No, I agree. I'm turning it off.
You're not good enough for that.
I know I'm going to lose. I don't care. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm ready. Their bet is that I'm ready for the Nationals. What?
You can't turn it on and turn it off. You're better than that.
What? I can't turn it off this week and turn it on for Philly in the playoffs? Are you kidding me?
No, you can't.
Oh, that's garbage. Tell us the truth.
You can't.
You're playing Northern. You're playing Eastern Carolina, and you can do whatever in that game because it don't matter diddly, and you could beat them blindfolded. When you got Ohio, you can't turn it back on for Ohio State the next week. That's not true.
Didn't Notre Dame lose to Northern Illinois?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and what's your point? They turned it off and then turned it on the rest of the season, didn't they? Didn't they turn it on the rest of the season?
They sure did.
Yeah. How'd that happen?
But they were up against it with one more loss. They'd have been out.
So they played better because they were up against it than if they had beaten Northern Illinois. Is that what you just told me?
No, they were lucky to get in.
Yes, they were. But that game counted. All right?
My point is you can't turn it on and turn it off. You need to stop that. You're better than that.
I don't think I am.
Yeah.
Because you have stated. I thought you've stated this like a team, and you mentioned Young, that a team that's fragile. Yeah, if I'm fragile going into the Nationals, I better, because I'm iffy. So I better have everything going.
Keep it going. Right, got to keep the momentum going.
But but the coaches have made it clear to me that the game's not the same, and that if we're ahead at a certain point, they're going to pull players. They aren't even. They're turning it off.
I didn't hear Matt LaFleur say that.
But that's what's going to happen. You know that, right?
I didn't hear him say. Did I hear him say that?
I don't think you heard him say that. No. But if you were on the team, you would know that it could happen based on how he's talking and what's going on in the locker room. Yes.
Now, the Philadelphia Eagles have said that.
Right. Apparently, they think you can turn. Apparently, they think they can turn it off and turn it on. Explain that. Given your approach, because they don't feel that their team is fragile. They feel their team is good. We can rest, and we'll be ready in the first playoff game, right or not?
Yeah, that's what they feel like. That's Sirianni.
And you would say they're wrong.
I'm saying they're wrong.
Okay. Kansas City, are they? Oh, no, wait. Kansas City's not wrong because they've won a Super Bowl and they got the team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they can do whatever they want.
Do what the hell they want to do.
Because you're not worried about them.
Yeah. Super Bowl. They got too many self-starters over there.
They don't have enough self-starters from the Green Bay yet, or they're just too young?
We haven't been there yet.
No, I mean, you agree. While you have an opinion on this, it's to me one area where there's just such a wide range of beliefs among knowledgeable, experienced people like yourself.
Yes, but it's a rivalry game, and when it's a rivalry game, all the other stuff goes out the window. All those guys are going to be gone, right? The coaching staff, they're all gone.
The Bears.
And so, So and the players know that it's a rivalry game. They're coming in here to beat the Packers. They're not coming in here to lay down. They're going to get the Bears' best shot.
Well,
this is their Super Bowl.
I would
agree.
This
is the Bears' Super Bowl.
But because if I'd lost to a team 11 times in a row, it'd be a big game.
When we played the Bears last time.
Yes, they should have won the game. Missed field goal. They should have won the game.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't care if we're rival or not.
Now,
if the team's beat me 11 straight times, I want to beat them. Right.
We're in the playoffs.
Correct.
Right? It's just a matter of seeding.
Correct. And that
if we win and the Commanders lose,
we go up to a 6. But even as a 6, you got to go to the Rams in L.A. Probably. I would rather go to the Rams in L.A. than Philly.
Thank you.
Would you?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
You would agree with that?
Yes.
I kind of want to play Philly because I want to see my man Cooper against their running back. I want to see Coop going after him. Can Coop take care of him?
Don't make Coop bite off more than he can chew.
Then he might not be that good. I could be wrong,
That
but
doesn't mean he won't be that good. That don't mean he's still an ascending player. But
I agree.
Don't try to listen.
He is
Saquon Barkley is in
grown
he's
ass
in the
man.
damn.
He's a grown yes. But my point is,
Don't have him.
no,
you know,
Cooper doesn't lose anything. If the grown ass man whoops up on him, I don't change my view of Cooper. It doesn't have any, he can't lose anything. I just want to see.
Well, no, don't want to see. You want to see that man crack his helmet?
I want to see Coop take on a grown-ass man. That's right. Packers had eight tackles for losses last week. Cooper had 4. If one guy has half, then that dude is important. All right, travel fans, listen up. Explore the many shades of Ireland. Cooper won't be with us, but if I could get it and come, I would. Colette Vacations and me, August the 9th. We're heading off on an unbelievable journey, explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. Visit an Irish dairy farm, visit a taste or two at a historic whiskey distillery, and stay in a medieval castle. Colette handles everything except you need to text Homer to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line for more info. Homer, 1-800-990-3776. So how good do you think Cooper is? I said 4 weeks ago, this season, the success of this season depends on how well he can play. Now it's even more important because Jaire's out.
Well, I think it's more than that because he can't do anything on the back end.
Correct, but that means
the success of the season, it depends on how well Valentine is going to play.
Yeah,
that will be because you figure on the back end. You've already talked about you got AJ Brown back there. If you got to go, I mean, who's the other kid they got from Alabama, the fast kid? So they've got a lot of receivers. Smith, they got a lot of receivers that can hurt you. So it's going to be about that back end, and if they got to go to the Rams, Puka Nacua, and them, that's a lot on the back end over there too. So it's really going to be, to me, about Valentine. And to me, Valentine was another player that we hadn't talked about. There's an ascending player right now on that defense.
Yeah, I just think with Philly is a running team first.
Yeah. Are you okay with this whole Jaire situation before we go?
Yeah, because we only have like 30 seconds. Say what you get the final words on Jaire.
The knee surgery.
Yeah.
Had they not known that he needed it, would he have gotten it?
My view on it is that Jaire was just upset with the way they handled the whole thing. They should have said from the beginning, he's got a knee injury, he can't play, and then if he can play, he does. If I'm Jaire, here's my line. If I'm Jaire, I ain't ever playing for the Green Bay Packers again, ever, because of the way they handled this. Did we lose Gary?
So he should have had surgery a long time ago.
I don't know that, but I just know they should have just said he's hurt. We don't know when he's going to come back. Instead, LaFleur made it a big deal, kind of like it was so complicated. It's not complicated. He's hurt. How hurt is he? None of your business. If he comes back and play, that's good. If not, but everybody's questioning Jaire to the point where I think he said, screw it, I'm just going to get the surgery. I don't want to play for these people anymore. Did they not treat him differently than the way most players are treated with an injury? Gary Ellerson, yes or no?
No, they did not. Because if it's a PCL deal, normally you can come back and play from that after about a month, for sure. See, I don't know the extent of the PCL. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs, but it's a PCL, you should be able to come back from that.
All right.
But not everybody's the same. Everybody's body's different. See, like Homer, I understand you had an MCL and you played until you were like 70.
And the Packers are going to win by, I say the Packers win by 14. They're ahead by 21 and they win by 14.
31-17 Packers.
Got it. Fat Jack, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
Homer here. I'm inviting you to join me starting August the 9th as we explore the many shades of Ireland with Colette Vacations, a 10-day journey filled with legendary views, historic expeditions, and unforgettable tales. Explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. We'll also journey Ireland's breathtaking countryside and follow the stunning coastal route of the Ring of Kerry. We'll experience the daily life of an Irish family with a dairy farm. Visit and enjoy a taste or two or three at a historic whiskey distillery, and we'll even stay overnight in a medieval castle. Join me for all of these experiences and so many more. Colette handles all the details of the 10-day excursion: flights, the meals, the hotels, the experiences. Don't worry about it. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss out. Text Homer to 800-990-3776 for full information. That's Homer to 800-990-3776.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
This is Monster Jam. Big air, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam. As big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Fiserv Forum for 3 huge events January 10th through 11th.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Yes, it's time to talk with Fat Jack, the perfect person. You need Fat Jack more than any time ever before in your gambling life if you've had one. You go to FatJackSports.com. So many options. It's so more complicated now. Fat Jack you need. Joining us now is Fat Jack. Jack, that's accurate now, right? That's the world that's new in gambling, correct?
Yeah, we've talked about it for a little over a month now that there are so many ways, but we figured out different ways to add even more money. This year, December was one of the most profitable just dollars and cents months that I've had in 27 years of doing this. The soccer, which I don't care about soccer. I hate soccer, actually. But I love the money. The soccer is just stupid. We made 32 games of profit in soccer in December in 31 days. I mean, just incredible run. 9-1 last week. Really, really strong. The players' props won again last week. Had 6 more games of profit. So just dollars and cents wise, if you're playing all of it, you made more money in December. We're on a 9-1 run in basketball right now. Go to the results tab. You can see the results for the football and the basketball. And you'll see that it has been a great December. So, but to your point, there's so many ways to bet on sports right now. People kind of get bogged down in all these different ways, the in-game things and so much more. So it's important to be betting with quality information and not just your heart, for sure.
I think this is amazing and accurate that the NFL, the favorites have done so well, which is great for the public because generally they bet on favorites way too often. And for you to say how well you've done in a month that I think the NFL might be tough on you because you're like the smart people, you see the benefit of dogs, just speaks to all the different ways you can do it, and you need to be able to do it. Am I even close to accurate?
No, you're absolutely right. It's made a real nice safety net because you're right. I mean, December football-wise, now we went through a stretch about the week before last where I won like 8 of 9 days and had flipped to a lot of the favorites because the math took me there. And so we had a really nice middle of the month. And we won in football. But it wasn't normally, generally speaking, when the general public does well, which is very seldom, I'm not going to do well. When the house does well, I'm going to do really well. And this last month, you're exactly right. The house did really bad. Last week, favorites 15-1 straight up, 13-3 against the spread. You don't even need to know what a line is to be able to make money doing that. Now, overall, that's not going to keep up. That doesn't continue. If it did, they'd shut down all the sports books, and we wouldn't be able to bet on sports because the idea is to get 50% of the money on each side, which is going to take the $50 guy that doesn't know how to handicap, put him on one side most of the time, and guys like me and guys that make money doing this on the other side, and we're going to have value because even if it's $10,000, $20,000 at a time or $50,000, we're not going to be able to overcome the amount of money that a $50 guy who doesn't know how to handicap is going to put on the favorite. And so when the favorites win, house does bad. Typically we do bad, but yeah, December was great no matter what. So definitely a good time to be signed up with so many different ways to bet. Week 18, Homer, really tough. It's tough for the general public, tough for the house. You don't know who's going to play. You don't know how long. It's kind of like bowl games, right? I mean, you have players opting out, again, the transfer portal, guys decide not to play late. Week 18 of the NFL, very similar. General public needs to be really, really careful.
I was going to say Packers-Bears. Packers have something to play for. They're not a lot. The Bears have nothing. And I think the Packers will kill them. But if the Packers at some point pull their players, they're giving up a ton of points, then you can lose. So it maybe is an example of what you're talking about. Do you just avoid it? Or what do you look at and say, I like this one?
So the last thing you want to do is bet on teams that have something to play for over a team that has nothing to play for. A couple of different reasons. Number one, the team that has nothing to play for, every player on that team is playing for their jobs. All right, they're playing for their contracts, they're playing for their family, their name, those type of things. They are all going to give great effort. The other, and as more important, is that if you're still playing for something in week 18, you're just an okay football team. You're mediocre. All right, we're not having this conversation about Detroit. Really, if they weren't playing Minnesota, we wouldn't be talking about Detroit, Minnesota. They're playing for seeds, but everybody else, Buffalo, Baltimore, those type teams, Kansas City, those type teams are not playing for anything because they're great football teams. They're the top tier. So if you're playing for something this late, and Green Bay is a little bit about the division as much as anything, right? But you still want to stay away from teams because we forget, and this is point number 3 on this, Homer, that Vegas also knows that. So if all you're doing is saying this team has something to play for and that team doesn't, you factored nothing in. You've literally looked at nothing because Vegas knows exactly that. Here's a better way to approach a game like the Bears and the Packers. Under the total. All right, you have 2 teams with different reasons why this game should go under very few points. All right, Chicago can't score. That's why. Caleb Williams is not efficient. Their offense is bad. They've gone under 9 of the last 10 games on the road. They've gone under 7 of the last 10 games overall. They're not scoring a lot of points. They look like an under team. The reason Green Bay goes under, or it keeps it under, is because for Jordan Love to be the best version of himself, which is super important when you get in the playoffs. Everybody can admit that as a Packers fan. They have to be able to run the football. Jordan Love is a play-action passer. He needs to be under center, dropping back, throwing on timing. Those type things make him literally, as a quarterback in the league, an 8 or a 9. Really good. When he is told and when he is predictable and he is in shotgun or it's 3rd and 11, those type of situations, Jordan Love's about a 4. All right, he is the variance of how good this kid is versus how not good he is based on the type of down and distance and situation is as great as any quarterback in the league. So look for Green Bay to make sure they can run the ball, get the ball down, stay ahead of the chains, do the things they're going to need to do in the playoffs. So this game has a ton of reasons to go under. If you got to bet the Packers-Bears, that's the way to look at it, not how long a Green Bay starter is going to stay in the game.
Go to FatJackSports.com. You need him more than ever. All right, I want to know what your thoughts are about the games that have occurred so far in the college football playoffs. I think it's the greatest season ever because the games matter, and it's just this great playoff system, and it's not anybody deciding other than on the field. But now on the field is everything. What have you discovered so far, and any thoughts more about the past? Because the future, we got more time.
Yeah, so the right now what's going on is we found out that the general public has had a great Christmas season. All right, again, favorites in the college football playoffs, 8-0. All right, every one of them won. Covering, 7 of 8. All right, wow. So you've got favorites covering, favorites winning, the general public thinking they're Kenny Rogers. All right, so that's one thing. You've got good teams beating bad teams. Yeah, last night's game was more about turnovers. I mean, we had Georgia that gave up a punt return and turned it over twice against a team they're evenly matched with, similar to NFL games. So
Ohio State, they are so good. Urban Meyer says it's the greatest collection of college players ever on a team. And they lose, and then this is like how good they can be. But all I care about is the gambling end of it. What are you thinking about Ohio State?
Well, the bandwagon's full again. I mean, after Michigan lost, there's nobody calling for their coach's head. They're all jumping on the bandwagon. What I've seen is that Will Howard has, for whatever reason, taken his game to the next level. Their quarterback play has been good, not great all year. The last 2 games, he's played as well as any quarterback can play in college football. Will that continue? We talk about regression all the time in the NFL and players that play really well one week and then they won't play as well the next week. So if he continues that, this is going to be a next to impossible team to beat. In fact, in spite of the fact that they're freshman all-star receivers running around with nobody guarding him. I mean, that certainly helps. I mean, both the 2 games, he's had plays, lots of plays, where there's not anybody within 8 to 10 yards of him. How does that happen? They might want to get a body on 4. So we'll see going forward. They get tougher, and if his quarterback play drops back at all, they've done really well protecting the ball, no turnovers, those type of things. So the things they did against Michigan and a couple other games this season, they're not doing now. If they keep playing like that, they're the prohibitive favorite for sure. If they turn it over, look at these games more like NFL games. Very evenly matched teams. There's not one great favorite left. All these teams very evenly matched. It'll come down to taking care of the football and execution, which people don't want to hear that. It's kind of coaches speak, but even from a gambling standpoint, going to be tougher to predict going forward. Look at the turnover category first. Whoever loses that probably going to lose these next few games.
Any last thought you want to give to people? Again, go to fatjacksports.com.
If you're not getting everything right now, I mean, you're missing the boat. Right now is the best prices of the entire year. You can pay out the service fee up to 8 to 10 months over the year, so very inexpensive to get signed up long term. You add those soccer, add the NFL player props that made another 6 games last week, add the basketball that's 9-1. The football is secondary right now. We're going to win going. January is generally one of the most profitable months we have all year in the NFL. Once we get to playoffs, we are absolutely dialed in. So get those longer packages. You get the weekend all the way through this Super Bowl, but the better deals take you all the way through next year's Super Bowl. Go to fatjacksports.com. Look at those longer packages. Pay them out if you need to. All the options are there. And win money in 2025 betting the games against the spread.
Thanks. We'll talk next Friday. Thanks, Jack.
All right, Homer. Take care. See you soon.
Fatjacksports.com. This is so good. I don't know what's next, but it's not as good as that. Next.
Westbound 94, they're still working on this accident.